really happy, and maybe it was more than just the flu this week when he didn't throw at practice that we visited on Thursday. He acted like something's bothering him.
Yeah, Dick, there was some mention that his elbow may have been bothering him throughout the week, but he threw the ball well enough in the first half. I don't think that's the problem. It's just great coverage by Nebraska. Now, can they keep it up?
Remember, Florida State won the toss and deferred, so Philip Riley and Tomerick Vanover are deep for Florida State, and Vanover's the man that is ultra dangerous. Kicking off is Tom Sealer. Very high and short, and it's to Riley, the sophomore from Orlando. Gets outside. Williams by the shirt tail. Finally wrestles him out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Let's look at the first half statistics. Neither team able to run the ball. 20 yards of rushing for Florida State, 47 for the Huskers.
And Dick, the most key part of this figure, the rushing yards, their running backs, 8 rushes, 6 yards.
The other 14 on Ward scrambles. And of course, you take away the sack losses. That figures in that rushing total. So, Dr. Tom, his team has played an excellent half as a big underdog. Can Nebraska pull off a Cinderella victory here on January 1st? And into the gun they go.
Absolutely.
Ward throwing, and Tyrone Williams over the back. No flag as he knocks it away from Kevin Knox.
Well, all week long, in talking to Tom Osborne, we asked where he improved his team the most, and he said in the corner coverage, the speed of the corners. Time and time again, we've seen cornerbacks from Nebraska there to support on the run and just knock the ball away. This is exactly what he wants his defense to do, but it's susceptible in the middle of the field, Dick. They got to find receivers in the middle of the field.
And second down. There it is, middle of the field, Vanover. That'll be close to a first down at the 44. John Reese made the hit. First down.
You talk about an athlete, this kid. 212 pounds. Has a 41-inch vertical leap. Came to camp this summer at 225. Took him a long time to get back in shape, but this kid's still growing. He's just a sophomore.
Vanover with 4 catches to lead the Noles. Ward through the hands of Knox. Boy, those who question his arm strength, I don't know. They must see something I don't, because that he can fire the ball.
And watch when this goes through Knox's hand. It almost stays completely in spiral. I mean, that's a ricochet. It looks like a bullet going off of his hands, and he's wearing gloves, too.
Bobby Bowden, 64. Grew up as a kid near football fields in Birmingham, Alabama. Always thought about the wonder of this game. Spent his life's work coaching it. One of the most highly respected and highly liked men in this game, but without a national title. Trailing 7-6. Second and 10.
Oh, what a catch.
Pulled in by Matt Fryer, the 5'11 senior. 11 yards on the play. He is tough as nails.
First of all, they come with a blitz to try to disrupt. Because of this, it's a quick release. That's the amazing part. Now watch this catch. It bounces off of Fryer, and he stays with it and makes the catch.
They're in Miles all over it.
Third catch for 23 yards. It's a play like that can ignite an offense. Fryer, the senior, he had the arthroscopic surgery after the season was over. I'm sure he's going to be able to play. He's back and fine.
That'll work as well. That's what we call him summer. Ward on top and going long. Caught at the 5-yard line by Kevin Knox. The biggest play of the game, 40 yards.
This is what they call the streak. His speed against Williams' speed, and again, Ward puts it over that outside shoulder. The catchable spot when you have tight coverage.
First and goal from the 5. They give this to William Floyd, and the fullback is near the goal line. They still haven't blown it dead.
No, he's marked. They're not going to give him the touchdown. An official marked him just outside the end zone, Dick.
And at the whistle sounded, then everyone relaxed, and Floyd goes in. It's 2nd and goal from the 1.
And they're going with the quick huddle here on the goal line.
Ward, will he keep it himself? No, Floyd. Loses the ball, and Nebraska recovers. Was he in? No, they say touchdown. He'd broken the plane. Mike Anderson fell on the ball, but Floyd had broken the plane. Touchdown, Florida State.
Three back set, good push and shove. Floyd gets up in the air, and Dick, he really didn't need to. But the ball is loose. The score counts. Good shove up front. Floyd didn't have to go up in the air. Very fortunate.
Murphy, that package you sent to Denver, it never got there.
Right.
Introducing tracking software from Federal Express.
It was picked up at 5:20 last night, and it was delivered at 9:42 a.m. and signed for by Kate Donovan. Shall I call her for you, sir?
Never mind.
Now you can track packages right from your computer on your desk.
No, my plane's stuck somewhere back
Your flight has been canceled. The 5 most hated words of every business traveler. On a day like this, I know it's not the airline's fault. Still, I just want somebody to give me some answers.
Let's see if we can reroute you to another city.
Those are the people I come back to. They try and find a way and give me my best option, maybe even on another airline. I appreciate that, because a little honesty goes a long way. Tell Billy by halftime, I'll be there.
Where there was once only a place to sit, there's now a convenient place to relax. Where there was once only unusable space, there's now an ingenious storage system of interchangeable bins, trays, and cargo netting. Where there was once only upholstery, there's now a place for an office. And where there was once only a truck, there's now Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Running back comes from here. Watch Toby Wright. It is ruled a touchdown. It is ruled the ball and the ball carrier breaks the plane, but it's loose.
From that angle, very difficult to tell, but the official right on the line said he had broken the plane. Here's another look.
He's going to have it in his right arm. Toby Wright comes in.
Oh, my, from that angle.
I don't know.
So by inches, Florida State takes the lead, and now they go for 2, leading 12-7. Ward, incomplete. A beautiful defensive play by Toby Wright, who has been all over this Orange Bowl field tonight. So the score remains 12-7 Florida State.
Don't I remember Nebraska running a play very similar to this? For a 2-point conversion several years ago?
10 years ago to the day.
It was knocked away just about the same way against Miami. Howard Snellenberger cost Tom Osborne his chance at a national championship and that extra point.
Same spot in the field.
Yep.
Turner Gill to Jeff Smith.
Turner Gill is an assistant coach for Nebraska, too. He's a quarterback coach, so definitely remembers the look, the sound, and the feel of that missed 2-point conversion.
Canton Calhoun was the star for Miami. Well, 2 touchdowns in this game, and both somewhat unusual. The deflection for Nebraska as it goes through a battery of hands. A pass from Frazier to Reggie Ball. There's Turner Gill. And then a play on the goal line. Fumble, always a tough play. Was he in? Was he out? Well, in the book, he was in.
He
but
was in.
Very close.
Yes, that's Turner Gill. Or number 12 for Nebraska.
Dan Mowry from Tallahassee. He's had his time for notoriety at Florida State. He missed one of those field goals wide right that would have given Florida State perhaps a championship earlier. Corey Dixon at the other end for the Big Red.
Dick, the next bit of business we have to find out is Calvin Jones. Is he going to be able to play for Nebraska? They have to go to a backup. He's got his shoulder pads on.
He had told O.J. Simpson that he was in pain, that shoulder injury, but wanted to play the second half. We'll see. High kick that gets away from Benning. Now Benning in trouble. And it's smothered just outside the 10. Samuel Cowart. So Tommy Frazier and the Huskers start deep in their own end. Their first possession of the second half.
Well, in the first half, Nebraska had reasonable success, although they really didn't run the ball that well. And you see it. Finally, the one touchdown on the tipped reception.
Florida State brings 8 men on the line of scrimmage. And the give is to Damon Benning. So Calvin Jones does not start the second half. Benning, the freshman, 200-pounder, 5'11". He rushed for 324 yards this season, almost 6 yards a try.
If they get, you see Calvin Jones, it's obviously his left shoulder that is bothering him.
Benning, whose father is the assistant superintendent of public schools in the city of Omaha. He was a great high school player, #1 in the state, rushed for over 1,500 yards as a senior. Number 21, Benning. Second down and 5. A reverse to Dixon. Oh, he had blockers out there, but a fine defensive play. A trip made by the Seminoles. Could have been McIntosh getting a hand on him, or Ken Alexander.
It was hard to pick up, but again, the defense from Florida State stayed home. I think they know the reputation that everybody else has about Florida State, that they're small up front and will over-pursue. They've been well coached to stay at home.
Well, remember Notre Dame scored on that reverse at South Bend. Reggie Ball, the touchdown maker, way out to the left. Tremaine Bell, second tight end, shifts to the left. On third and a short 3. Frazier, complete to Bell. And he's out to the 35 and a first down. Bush and Brooks drag him down after 16.
Dick, you mentioned Derek Brooks. We have not called his number many times tonight, have we? He plays the bandit position. He's on the right-hand side, and as Bell releases just on top of the linebackers, underneath the defensive backs, Derek Brooks there to make the assist. What Nebraska's doing is flopping tight ends. So they're running the ball trying to run the ball at Derek Brooks. He's been blocked very well.
Dixon split out to the near side. And it's Benning. Out to the 40, almost 5 on the play. James Roberson and Derek Brooks in on the stop.
Let's go back in time a minute here. Here is the touchdown by Florida State. Again, Toby Wright hits him. Arms go up immediately.
The official on this side made the call, and you can see as he fumbles, there is a Nebraska player blocking the view. It pops out and drops not unlike a Rose Bowl play many years ago.
Yeah.
Was that Michigan and USC, was it? The toss to Benning. And he is Pollard. Roberson, number 47, denied the corner. And up from the secondary, Devin Bush, and Rose Guard John Nance was there too.
Again, a great pursuing defense. They had everybody covered out there on the option. Here's Tom Osborne. Big call here. I'm surprised to see Tremaine Bell on the sideline. He had a good catch. They could run the same pattern again. Get it to the tight end. You know they're always open. Flopping the tight end again.
3rd and 6. Frazier. Incomplete and no penalty. Bush was all over the back of Reggie Ball. I thought you'd see some yellow on that one.
Tommy Frazier took a real chance here, too, Dick. Sophomore quarterback throwing late down the middle. You're going to see the matchup. Bush is right there. Kind of looks like he's playing basketball with him, you know, denying him the pass. The But that's taking a chance. Tommy Frazier wants the flag. He doesn't get it. 4th down.
So Bennett to punt. Corey Sawyer back. High wobbly kick. Sawyer with a fair catch at the 26-yard line. 35 yards on the punt with 9:22 left in the 3rd. Florida State leads by 5.
You can never be fast enough in this business, and timing is everything.
Liz Claiborne's been a customer of MCI since 1987.
Last year, we had over 8 million calls throughout the world. We produce merchandise in over 50 countries. Far East,
Hong Kong, Korea, the Netherlands,
Latin America, Europe. International private lines are really the heart of our global network.
they have had a lot of input designing their network.
It was literally designed to connect all the points.
Brazil, the Pacific Rim, India, and Sri Lanka.
Hong Kong, Canada, London.
It has to work all over the world.
Business can't stop because MCI has managed it in such a way that allows them to reroute the service should there be a disruption for some reason.
We work very closely together. It's an evolving process. Just like they have to change, we have to change with them.
Partners. That's what Liz Claiborne wants. That's what MCI offers us. And I know when I call Whitney, something will happen. As far as Liz Claiborne's concerned, that's proof positive.
A lot of champagne glasses have been used to prove how smooth a car can be at high speed. Surely, a toast is in order for a truck that can do the same. New Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year.
Anyone can see that the new GE Profile Radiant Convection range is easy to clean. But the real technological advantage is what you can't see. So we'll show it to you in a roundabout way. Introducing the first GE range that circulates hot air all around your food. Roasting meats up to 30% faster, so they get done to a turn on the outside while staying tender and juicy on the inside. Why does GE offer such an ingenious way to cook? Because we know how much of life revolves around dinner.
He was the future's most wanted thief. Then the law got lucky.
We found you a driver.
They stole his memory so they could use it.
Who am I?
Now he's a good guy driving the most advanced crime-fighting machine ever. The ultimate pursuit of justice. A 2-hour world premiere movie. Viper, 9/8 Central, NBC Sunday.
The Federal Express Orange Bowl is brought to you by Federal Express. For documents, packages, and freight worldwide, our most important package is yours. By the new Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. By MCI, the company that brings you proof positive. And by American Airlines, something special in the air.
Welcome back to the Federal Express Orange Bowl, an all-time record attendance, 81,536 to see the battle for the championship. Florida State leading by 5 with the ball just across their own 26-yard line. They had deferred to get the ball at the start of the second half and took it 67 yards in 7 plays to gain the lead. And now Ward back to work from the shotgun. Reflected and incomplete.
Goodness.
Through the hands of McCorvey, and again a bullet from Ward. Toby Wright on the coverage.
Center fielder, shortstop when he plays baseball. Yeah, he's got the strong arm. No problem with his elbow. I noticed, too, that Florida State's choice here, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 2 fullbacks to protect against the blitz here by Nebraska to protect Charlie Ward as best they can.
On the run, caught by Vanover. Comrade Vanover, not enough for the first down, a gain of around 6.
Just a little half roll to avoid the pressure. Good tight spiral. This kid, this Vanover kid, if Florida State has a quarterback after Charlie Ward leaves, I don't know how many passes and touchdowns this kid's going to score. He is extraordinary.
Yeah, he was considered like the top wide receiver as a high school senior in the country. On third down, and it's Alberts again. Trev Alberts' 3rd sack of the game. And that is just underlining and with a punctuation mark why he was so highly regarded All-America.
He gets around his offensive tackle. Again, it's Farrell just pushes him back. We've seen several different pass rush moves The most interesting thing about Alberts and his family, his mom and dad have never missed a game he's played, with one exception. That's Tokyo.
That's because
they drive to all of them, home and away.
Including UCLA this year. No flag. What a kick by Liss against the wind. Dixon finally corrals it at the 15. Oh, he had the wall on the right side, but not for that tackle by Chris Cowart. He could have gone all the way. They had the complete red wall set up. What a stop by Cowart.
Very seldom do you ever see a punt return with any plus yardage when you have your back to the spot you're trying to run, and there's that hit you're talking about.
That was a career-long punt for Liss, 63 yards.
Accidents happen. But in Dodge Caravan, much of what happens next is already planned. In a side impact, it's designed to distribute the energy through the door's high-strength steel beams, body infrastructure, even the floor. All cars must have dynamic side impact protection and 2 standard airbags. By 1998, for your sake, we planned ahead. Celebrate 10 years of minivan leadership with $500 cash back on Dodge Caravan.
MCI looks at your business's bills and makes sure you're getting MCI's best prices. If your calling patterns change and you could save more, we go back and automatically credit you the difference. Proof positive from MCI. From Hollywood Pictures, Coach Jimmy Dolan traveled to Africa. Whoa! To discover the next basketball superstar.
Kid's got the hang time of a hot air balloon.
Like, hey, Jordan. What he found.
We'll play basketball games. We bet all our land.
Is a tribe who needed his help.
You will be our coach. Wow.
Together, they're about to play the game of their lives. Kevin Bacon.
He's ghosted her. Come on.
The Air Up There, rated PG, starts Friday, January 7th at a theater near you.
When the doctor told me to come in right away, I was scared. This burning pain was real. Was eye relief when my doctor said Mylanta.
For heartburn, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
I can't tell you how it feels when you're way out there on your own tracking the bad guys. How it feels leading a skilled team that's the eyes and ears of the whole outfit. When all your training is coming alive. But finding those tanks and telling the air cavalry right where to hit them, I can tell you exactly how that feels.
Holidays, it's wintertime and you may be feeling the blues. For millions, depression is a serious problem all year long. But there are solutions. Get close, get answers on NBC Nightly News, Monday.
Tom Osborne. His friends are fishing guides. He does a lot of thinking out there, and he's thought a lot about this year. His Huskers have come from behind often to maintain their unbeaten record.
We've won 7 or 8 games coming from behind, and we've had some very close games in the fourth quarter. Florida State has not been challenged that much. They've won going away, which is a little scary, but by the same token, they just haven't been in those types of games as much, and we've been a very good fourth quarter team.
Says he plays as little golf as he can. He likes to fish, and he's fishing for the big salmon tonight. Trailing 12-7, and feels in the fourth quarter, if they're close, they can come from behind. Frazier just eludes the rush. Throws. What a catch out at the 36-yard line by Trumaine Bell. His second of this second half. Good for 14 yards.
Great scramble by Tommy Frazier. Rolling to his left, still steep. Looking downfield, looking for a chance to throw the ball. Again, Derek Alexander up in his face. Sets himself very well there to make that throw.
First down at the Husker 36-yard line. Schlesinger, the fullback. The tailback, Damon Benning, the freshman playing for the injured Calvin Jones. It's Benning running into a wall. And now the other way, one man to beat, but he can't get away from Clifton Abraham. Abraham, the junior from Dallas.
Nick, again, great penetration by the Florida State defense. And it really made Benning, it looked to me like it was Todd Rebold, number 48. See if 48 comes in here. Yeah, he's first one that misses him. Again, that pursuing that one-gap Florida State defense where they turned this defense loose, and very difficult for Nebraska to run the ball. They could certainly use Calvin Jones in this situation. A little bigger than Benning. They could use some power running here.
The long 15 on second down. Frazier under 500 on the night, 6 for 14. 96 yards. Toss to Benning. Has a blocker. Oh, they close in a hurry up from the secondary bush and toes the two safeties.
Shoulder to shoulder. Did you see that?
They tried to plant Benning.
When the first option is not available, you'll see Tommy Frazier. And Derek Brooks makes him declare. Now watch these two safeties come up shoulder to shoulder. Where are you going to go, son? Nowhere.
In comes Lawrence Phillips, a freshman, a true freshman, an 18-year-old from West Covina, California, where he was a member of the CIF champions as a junior. He is probably as fast as any tailback they have. He's number one. That's to Dixon, a little flanker screen. Breaks some tackles, but not enough for a first down across the 40. Roderick McIntosh drags him down.
Dick, it looked like the original hit was by Mac Knight, made him turn back inside, and that's what you want your cornerback to do. Well, Tom Osborne said we got to be unpredictable in this game. To this point, they have been. They've thrown more screens and run reverses and rollouts than I've seen Nebraska run in a lot of years.
Fourth down, a long 5, so Bennett punts for the 7th time tonight. Corey Sawyer at the 25. Oh, almost blocked. A beautiful spiral. Fair catch called by the backpedaling Sawyer at about the 12, maybe the 11-yard line. They'll spot it. 47-yard punt by Bennett, and a timeout with 5:27 left in the third.
Wavy Lace presents Look Who's Making Waves.
Michael Irvin, this Dallas Cowboy is big news. Check it out.
When I was 7, people told me I was too small to play football. Last I checked, I'm wearing a big...
Ward gun, and it's Fryer out of bounds at the 32, and a flag down at the spot where the ball was thrown, and another late hit against Nebraska. This time Dante Jones is ticketed. So the gain on the pass into Nebraska territory plus the penalty.
As Dante Jones, it's a late blitz. And that's a helmet right underneath the chin. Pretty obvious throw. There have been some big penalties tonight against Nebraska. That's a pretty obvious one that really affected Nebraska's chances. You know, the one by Raymaker. They've got, you see Tom Osborne. A righteous individual is Tom Osborne. He does not like his players doing that. That reflects badly on Nebraska and Dr. Tom.
And in fact, it's quite a testimony to the demeanor and the demands of Osborne that his players say you are not allowed to use profanity. No cursing on the field, or that's cause for you not to be able to play. In today's world, that is unusual. Ward after the penalty. Right into the arms of 86th Wayne Harris, who is second to Alberts this year in sacks with 8. Alberts had 15, so Harris gets 1.
But you got to give an assist to Trev Alberts. Watch from the top side around the left tackle. Trev Alberts, Charlie Ward sees him. He's trying to get away from Trev Alberts, and Harris makes the sack. So the two defensive ends combined. Again, this time it's on Connolly, the big offensive tackle, and again that he has superior strength, and he flushed Charlie just enough that it was at the 4th sack of the night.
5th sack for a team that allowed 10 in 12 games. Whoops. Looks as if tackle Connolly, Forrest Connolly, a sophomore from Berlin, Connecticut.
Dead ball. Ball start on the offense. Still be second down.
Trev Alberts will make you do that, Dick. You will be leaning backwards.
He's a true Cornhusker. 300-acre grandparents' farm. He'd go out there after football practice. He'd not only husk the corn, he would detassel it. He said that was the toughest job.
Yeah, he and his brother, older brother, had a company where they detasseled corn.
Yesterday when we talked with him, he was explaining that's early before the corn is ripe. You go out and take off the silk, right?
No, it's the top of the stalk.
The top of the stalk.
It's not the top of the ear of corn. It's the top of the entire stalk of corn.
Things you will learn with a couple of farm guys. Ward throws underneath to Fryer, and Fryer tackled at the 23. That gets him back to about the line of scrimmage where the series began. 12 yards on the play, and we'll bring up third down and about 10.
You mentioned his nickname is Summer.
Yeah, after some dental work, and one of the coaches started calling him Summer, and he explained that because in regard to his teeth, some are here and some are there.
Some are here and some aren't.
That's why he doesn't smile, still wearing some braces. Really an interesting young guy, as are so many of these athletes. Delight to be around.
Blitz.
And Ward throws to the end zone, and no catch. He was out of the field of play. That's McCorvey, and again, the radar instincts of the receivers to Ward's throws. They just seem to be able to get to the right place, don't they?
Yes. You have to expect he's a pretty good three-point shooter, although he doesn't do that much for Florida State as a basketball player.
Dante Jones hoping this isn't good. Boy, that was close. That knee was almost down. He was juggling just a little that denied the catch. So here comes Bentley for his fourth field goal try. This one from 39 yards. And he hits this a ton. Bentley, who had only 2 from over 30 all season, has 2 tonight. And the Seminoles up their lead of 15-7.
But that 15-7 lead, Dick, that's certainly still within reach of Nebraska. Again, Florida State moves the ball down the field, in part courtesy of a big penalty to Nebraska.
And as Bentley boots it through, the fans here learn that West Virginia, unbeaten, playing in the Sugar Bowl, trailing 28-7 to Florida. And Bobby Bowden, who has had much different expression working the sidelines, watching the flight of a field goal attempt. Tom Osborne applauds his defense. And Dante Jones, that roughing the passer penalty, moving Bentley closer to those uprights, and he hits from 39. Yeah, it's been another great week. Parade last night. Ed McMahon, Johnny Carson's sidekick for so many years, the Grand Marshal. He wouldn't commit as to which team he was rooting for, but being around Carson, I think he better have something read on.
Yeah, if he isn't muttering Nebraska under his breath.
Dan Mowry hits a sidewinder toward Dixon, who's been tough on return. Looking for a hole, but it closes in a hurry at the 15-yard line. It looks like somebody had a wire out there and just clotheslined him at the 16-yard line.
Dick, that was a brutal hit.
Jermaine Green, number 42, in on the tackle.
Offsides on the kickers.
So Florida State are going to have to tee it up again if Nebraska chooses.
If we can see who was across that line of scrimmage. Okay, let's say that guy. He's the closest one. That's pretty close again.
Offsides on the kickers. Nebraska elects to re-kick after a 5-yard penalty.
Florida State fans are well aware this has been a big quarter for them all season long. They've outscored the opposition 170-24 in the third period this year. So Tom Osborne's team facing that note. Perhaps why Bobby Bowden said, hey, we'll defer and take the ball.
Sure. But I mean, even the most ardent Florida State fan would say this is not the Florida State team that we have seen throughout this 93 football season.
Well, he showed all those upsets to his team last night to remind them that they can't be overconfident. The one he didn't was 19 69 here at the Orange Bowl. Remember that upset.
Joe Willie Namath and guaranteeing victory on this field. This old lady, this Orange Bowl, has seen a lot of important games.
Jets were some 18-point underdogs as the AFC champions and beat the Colts in Don Field. So they re-kick it, and Dixon from the 6 behind the wedge. And accelerates to the 27-yard line. Tommy Frazier from Manatee High School in Bradenton. And there are his parents cheering on this young man who admitted that he tried to do too much in his first Orange Bowl game a year ago.
They're here seeing his son in the prime of his career doing what he wants to do. Unfortunately, Tommy has an older brother watching this game from prison in northern Florida.
They're trailing by 8. Nebraska with the ball. Frazier's toss goes to Lawrence Phillips, and the true freshman is to the 29-yard line.
Again, Dick, time and time we've seen one of the big things about this Nebraska offense is this option and the ability to pitch. But time and time again, you see the outside linebackers just there to make the pitch happen so early that it's really affected almost the entire pitch offense of Nebraska. At that time, it was James Roberson who was out there, and that's been consistent tonight.
Number 1, Lawrence Phillips, his first carry, and that's only 1 yard. Here's Frazier on the quarterback draw out to the 37-yard line, and that's close to a first down. Derek Alexander had that big first tag and on the tackle. And they're going to say knee down at the 36, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
Excuse me, that's been one of their big plays tonight for Nebraska, the quarterback draw.
Frazier rushed for over 700 yards. Scored 9 touchdowns rushing and threw for 12 more scores. First true freshman to ever start at quarterback for University of Nebraska. Whoops. And the flag goes down. Looks like a false start. Zach Wiegert, 72, one of those moving.
Again, I think the most penalized team in the game tonight has been Nebraska, which kind of surprises me. This is normally a very disciplined team.
Good ball. False start in the offense. Still 3rd.
That's a tough 5 yards because you go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. Wiegert from Fremont, Nebraska. His brother played for the Huskers as well, Eric.
He kind of responded to Derek Alexander. Nicknamed Sluggo is Wiegert. Sluggo.
And Lumpy is the other tackle, Lance Lundberg, a couple of 300-pounders. Frazier slants and hits Dixon. First down at the 45, 46-yard line. Wrestled down by Coes and Bush. That safety combination for Florida State. 15 on the play.
Tommy Frazier got about 60 family members come down from Bradenton to see him play in the Orange Bowl. Admitted last year he was so nervous playing here. Grew up watching this bowl. Came down to Miami. Was recruited by Miami, Florida State, Florida, but chose the other conference, the Big 8. And goes to Nebraska.
Told his mom when he was a little lad, he said, I'm going to be like Doug Williams. I'm going to be a black quarterback and win a Super Bowl someday. Trying to win something pretty big here today, and he's short on this throw. It was intended for Clester Johnson. Again, Abdul Muhammad injured in the first half. The leading receiver went out, and now Frazier looks as if he might have been injured holding his arm. And the leading rusher, Calvin Jones, also out in the second half for Nebraska. That's a couple pretty tough lumps to swallow.
Couldn't really tell what happened to Tommy Frazier. Remember, he got hit in the first half, and it affected his arm a little bit. Looks like he's grabbing hold of his bicep.
There's Jones, the leading rusher, second leading ball carrier in Nebraska history. Only a junior, but he's out. And here's Lawrence Phillips through a big hole. And the true freshman from California is to the 39-yard line and a first down.
Dick, Florida State has allowed Nebraska this opportunity to be in this game. 42 seconds and counting into the third quarter. This is exactly the situation, the scenario that Tom Osborne was hoping for his football team. Calvin Jones is out. Their leading receiver is out. This is a team of character, and here it's showing. They still got the chance, Dick.
30 seconds to go in the third quarter, and this freshman from Southern California has his biggest game of the night. The fake reverse, and now Frazier throwing to Dixon, who's open, and catches it. A juggling catch and a tackle at the 12. Richard Coase fighting for the ball, but Dixon able to wrest it away, and a first down at the state 12.
It looked like Coase slipped a little bit. Oh, what a great catch by Dixon. That thing was kind of bouncing all over the place.
Torrey Dixon, who was voted the Huskers' most valuable player last year in this game with 5 catches and 1 touchdown. He's had a touchdown on a punt return called back tonight, 71 yards. So the Frazier clan helping the Nebraska crowd, and they won't get another play off. That is the end of 3 for the national championship. Florida State 15, Nebraska 7. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Just wait till you get a load of this guy.
He's like this big, cool nerd.
They call him Drew.
You look like a big toe with glasses. Good. That's the look I'm going for.
The women, man, they really dig him.
What do you see in this guy?
Why, looks just like a professional bowler.
The guys just want to hang with him.
You know what really kills me? A bullet to the head.
He's Drew, TV's coolest Hellcat.
Whatever.
And he's living the good life. Special preview Monday after the Fresh Press.
If you're even thinking about buying a new car or truck, stop thinking. It's time to act. It's clearance time at your Ford dealer, and it's the best time of year to buy.
Year-end clearance is your last chance to lease a new Ford F-Series 4x4 for just $289 a month for 24 months. It's the lowest lease rate ever on an F-Series 4x4, but it absolutely ends January 3rd. Don't miss great clearance deals on Ford Ranger, too. Buy now and save up to $1,800.
Ford clearance. It's too good to take sitting down. See your Ford dealer today.
Best fried clams in the city and 36 taps. No one sells more draft beer in New York than I do. So when they came to me with Coors Extra Gold, I said, what do I need another beer for? Couldn't believe it. Now the bartenders can't pour it fast enough. It seems to just take off. It's amazing. Who'd have thought? You know what? I think Coors Extra Gold is the best premium beer in the country, without a doubt.
You don't have to run a bar to know a good beer. Coors Extra Gold. Get back to real beer.
I think it's about the best thing we ever did.
Some people are pretty sure they're going to buy a Toyota Corolla DX until they find out the Honda Civic LX sedan gives you power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, cruise control, a tachometer, and a 4-speaker stereo cassette, all standard. And the Civic saves you $1,700 over a comparably equipped Corolla. Then they tend to reverse their position. Opt for the Civic from Honda.
News 4's Double Doppler, keeping you 2 steps ahead of the storm.
New Year's night in South Florida, and a classic developing in this 60th Federal Express Orange Bowl. Florida State down 7-6 at the half, scoring all of the points in the third quarter to take an 8-point lead. But Nebraska driving their deepest position inside the 20-yard line. And Tommy Frazier sets him up at the 13. Give to Phillips. And the freshman has a touchdown. Officially 12 yards, and Phillips, who is the quickest and fastest of the talented core of tailbacks or I-backs at Nebraska, makes it 15-13, and does Osborne go for 2?
This was the end zone that he tried several years ago. He said all week, he said, I'd do it again. I'd go for 2. Knowing what has happened and the fact that I've never won a national championship because of it, I would still go for 2.
Well, this is a different 2. This is a 2-2 tie.
Yep.
Phillips, 3 carries and 29 yards and 1 touchdown. Is the third I-back with Calvin Jones on the sidelines. What's the call here? Lester Johnson in motion. Frazier. He had a man open in the end zone, but didn't throw it. Knocked out of bounds at the 1 by Ken Alexander. He had an open red jersey, but couldn't get the ball up to throw it. Tried to run, and Florida State denies. It remains 15-13.
He's got one option. Here's the guy who's going to be open in the end zone that you're talking about, Dick. It's Gerald Armstrong, but he's well covered. I mean, the defender is just between the receiver and the quarterback, so Frazier has to run. And then Derek Alexander makes a big tackle. Brooks gets knocked on his face by Schlesinger.
Ken Alexander and Derek Alexander, not related, denying. So it's a team that led the nation not only in offense, but in defense. And that combination moving them to the top rung on the national polls, but lead by only 2 as Nebraska has marched 73 yards in 7 convincing plays. The final 12 by Lawrence Phillips. And with 14:55 left in the 4th quarter, it's a 2-point game. And Osborne, honest to Pete, the whole world could be crumbling, and I don't think he'd change his
I agree.
He's just like Mount Rushmore.
I agree. Yeah, we were talking to him about his friends, his coaches, and he says, well, it's a short list. Joe Paterno, Bobby Bowden. He says, but more importantly, not many enemies either. Yeah. And that seemed more important to him.
Glenn Mason was another.
Yes.
Kansas. Says he likes to just get away. He just wants to be out there and fly fishing. The kick to Philip Riley. Riley gets a nice block, and to the 20 to 25-yard line, and the flag is down. That's the 33 of Florida State. John Reese made the stop. Referee John Sophie says it's against the Noles.
As we go back to the touchdown, this is the classic counter. They block down, these guys pull. I mean, it is beautifully executed. And when you're a running back and you see that much room, it's easy to get to the end zone. Well blocked by Nebraska. Excellent call. It's going to come from right to left. I mean, that's the way you draw it up on the chalkboard. You hope someday it works. It just happens to work in the Orange Bowl.
For a possible national title. West Virginia trailing now 35-7. So much of the drama will be number 1. It does indeed appear that the winner of this game will be the national champion, although some will argue that Notre Dame, could Florida State win based on the Irish victory earlier, would be the national title. Ward gives to Floyd, and that big fullback is tough to bring down. He's out to the 20-yard line. Stewart and Wright make the stop, but it takes plenty of bodies to get this junior from St. Petersburg to the turf.
There's some question as to whether or not William Floyd will be back for his senior year at Florida State. You mentioned Marion Butts. This guy is a clone of Marion Butts. And in fact, Marion Butts didn't carry the ball much when he was here at Florida State. Blocked and played special teams.
Contact is my high. That's boy. So you know how you get kind of wobbly and tingly when you get hit? So, well, I guess. Ward out the outside, and it's McCorvey working the sidelines, and a first down for the Noles at the 27. Tyrone Williams bumped him out of bounds, 11 more yards.
Well, Dick, Florida State's been able to run from the shotgun, so it's allowed these receivers to get open on the outside, also in the shotgun. Again, not particularly well thrown by Charlie Ward, not much of a spiral, but McCorvey catches all of that ball, the front end, the middle, and then the back for a reception.
130 career catches for this junior. 4 of them tonight. First down is the Seminoles after the penalty on the kickoff. It moves out to their own 32. Floyd. And this time shot down, and the penalty of making a tackle on Floyd being felt by the Nebraska player down, number 5, Lorenzo Brinkley. His dad, Lorenzo Sr., was an all Big 8 defensive back at Missouri in the early 70s.
I think Brinkley puts his arm out here, and the truck goes through. They're looking at his forearm.
And we'll take the timeout with 13:50 left in the fourth.
Please be seated. The performance is about to begin. The 32-valve, 280 horsepower Lincoln Mark 8. It's like Beethoven with an attitude. Tried everything else first.
We started 67 years ago with the notion of bringing people closer together by delivering their mail a little faster. Then one day it dawned on us, why not just bring the people together? And today with our global partner, KLM, we do that in 380 cities in 81 countries on 6 continents. And you know, you get to see some really nice moments in this business.
Some people just know how to fly.
Corning presents an exciting debut, Pink Plus, a new insulation that's silky to the touch. The reason? Pink Plus is our famous pink fiberglass insulation wrapped in smooth pink poly, which also makes it extra easy to install. So get in touch with a premier insulation. For the Pink Plus dealer nearest you, call 1-800-GET-PINK.
Hi, everybody. Hannah Storm back in our New York studios. Florida State's only touchdown of the Orange Bowl tonight, very similar to the play that Dick Enberg has been referring to throughout the half. And that being in the 1979 Rose Bowl, USC versus Michigan, the phantom fumble. Charles White actually fumbles before he hits the goal line, but the touchdown counts to make the score USC 14, Michigan 3. The Trojans went on to win the game 17-10 and finish as the #2 team in the nation. The fumble is seen clearly here, and clearly a play similar to William Floyd's touchdown early in the third quarter of tonight's Orange Bowl. Now let's send it back to Dick and Bob.
All right, Anna, not for the national championship, but SC finishes second on that victory, and here is William Floyd at the goal line.
And here's Toby Wright making the contact. And I still don't think he was in the end zone, although it was ruled a touchdown immediately.
And number 48 for Nebraska, Mike Anderson, fell on it in the end zone.
That angle, still the official closest to us, down the line. This one is hard to pick up.
On the far side now, is the man who calls it.
Signal.
And he can't see it because their body's all in front of the fumble.
Beeler is in front of it, between him and the ball carrier.
Now that's the difference in the game. Floyd in or out, but in is the way it'll read in the history books, and it's 15-13 Florida State. Almost the entire fourth quarter to go. Second down and 8. Ward hit as he throws, and it was Kes McCorvey perhaps running before he really pulled it in. That could have been a touchdown.
John Reese was the man in coverage, and you're right. If he hangs onto that one, he is still running. Charlie Ward again, not a particularly good throw. Watch, it's thrown behind Kes McCorvey. If it's thrown in stride, this is gone. This is the track meet, and McCorvey wins.
Well, he might have been looking for John Reese. That's tough enough to make that catch. And meanwhile, Ward really feeling the pressure from Dwayne Harris. Florida State is 0 for 8 tonight on third down. Regular season, 56%.
A lot of numbers have changed tonight for Florida State.
Ward needs 8 for a first down, and he starts to run, then throws. What a catch! With a flag down, it's Kevin Knox pulling it in at the 49.
He was horizontal when he caught that one.
Let's see the call. $15 yards if.
Holding, defense. The pass is complete. The penalty is declined. More than 10 yards. First down.
Well, they convert for the first time tonight. 1 out of 9.
Well, they call it on
Tyrone Williams.
Yeah, Tyrone Williams. And did you see that horizontal hanging onto the football?
Well, you watch them in practice, and, you know, we cover the NFL all season long. You would have sworn you were watching a National Football League team. On the run, Ward and another catch at the 45 of Nebraska. Knox calls this one in.
As a matter of fact, you were... Excuse me, we'll come back. Go ahead, Dick.
First, an injury report, Bob. Let's go to O.J. And meanwhile, a cramp by Tyrone Williams. I understand we're having some audio difficulties, and those have been corrected. O.J.?
More bad news for Nebraska. Their starting defensive back, Lorenzo Brinkley. You saw him get injured making that tackle. Has broken his arm. Dr. Clare said it was a broken humerus, which is a part of the arm, and he will not return to the game, Dick.
That's the big bone in the upper arm, and trying that one-arm tackle on William Floyd, costly to Brinkley.
Now that's Calvin Jones out. Abdul Muhammad out. Oh, a broken bone for
Lorenzo Brinkley.
Floyd's coming right. Watch it. He's going to stick out his right arm, and it hits right on his knee and snaps the humerus.
Tyrone Williams, who's been tested all night long, is out, and Kareem Moss, a junior, has replaced him at a corner. Ward buying some time, and now throws it up for grabs. Oh my! Kevin Knox was there again, the senior from Niceville, Florida, had 42 catches on the regular season, and Ward went to him most for the touchdown, 7 on the season.
Trev Alberts also at the end of this play does get a hit on Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward doesn't give up on the play, neither does Trev Alberts. Well, he's got a little grass stain on his uniform there, not something he's used to seeing on number 17.
And he'll take off for about a week and then rejoin the basketball team, and will be playing against the University of Maryland on January 11th. As the point guard of the Seminoles took them to the final 8 of the NCAA basketball tournament last year. It's 3rd down and 4. And this one of the few tonight that hasn't been close to anyone. I guess McCorvey was the intended receiver.
Somebody ran the wrong pattern. Yeah, Charlie's saying you should have gone out. But yes, McCorvey.
He was described in the Sports Illustrated feature on him as a leaner. He's so quiet, is Charlie Ward, that you have to lean in to listen to him.
True.
Boy, that was the experience, all right.
Yeah. But how about his parents? Dad is a coach. Mom is a librarian. Dad used to get all mad at Charlie Ward. Mom would have to defend Charlie to Dad. Leave him alone. He's all right.
What a high boomer by Sean List. Dixon, let's go. And not saved. It was hit by 2 Seminoles and comes back out a 25-yard net. Nebraska trailing by 2 against Florida State. Will have the ball at their 20 when we return.
We're very interested in
the president of a gardening catalog company needs a reliability advantage. Now, we at AT&T are dedicated to ensuring you'll never miss an 800 call. Introducing our specially trained AT&T service representatives at the Maximum Advantage Service Center. We're committed to helping you get the most from our 800 service because we want your business to have every advantage, as much as you do.
Debbie, these shots are fabulous. Beautiful, Debbie.
better than the last time, Tony?
Absolutely. It's my job to make sure people look good. A few weeks ago while doing test shots with Debbie, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told her about Head & Shoulders. You see, regular shampoos merely rinse flakes away, so they could come back. But look, Head & Shoulders helps stop flakes from even forming. You see the difference? Yeah, picture perfect. Head & Shoulders turns dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
We're using high-resolution robotic cameras in order to give you a closer look at the fit and finish of our Lincoln cars. To achieve this kind of quality, we not only employ technologically advanced machines, we also employ dedicated people who bring to Lincoln a craftsmanship that can't be duplicated by a mere machine. Sorry, fellas. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
It looks like a new kind of Tylenol. It seems to be pretty strong medicine.
It really makes you feel better.
Oh, good. Something easier to swallow.
It does look high-tech.
Introducing extra-strength Tylenol gel tabs. All the power of extra-strength Tylenol, made with an innovative patented gel coat technology. They work hard on your toughest pain.
It worked fast for me.
They did the trick. I went bowling last night.
Tylenol gel tabs, the newest form of pain relief.
The gel tabs were strong enough to take my pain away. Get rid of my aches and pains.
That's why we're standing here talking to you.
Tuesday on an all-new Laura Cat.
He's trying to get in.
Crazy Bobcat Goldthwait guest stars.
So much to learn.
Then a new day, a new time. Find out why Valerie Bertinelli sparkles.
Cool.
In the comedy news they call Too Funny for TV.
Why, thank you.
Cafe American at a new time after Laura Cat, NBC.
Tuesday.
The Federal Express Orange Bowl is brought to you by Federal Express. For documents, packages, and freight worldwide, our most important package is yours. By Lincoln Mercury and the complete line of 1994 Lincoln and Mercury automobiles. By Magnavox, the ingenious products from Magnavox. They're smart, very smart. And by new Wavy Lays. They're not your ordinary ridge chip. They're Lays.
Heisman hero Charlie Ward. And Florida State ranked #1 in the AP poll, leading by only 2. Heavy favorites for this national championship. And it's the Huskers with the ball at the 20. And Lawrence Phillips, who was the star in the last series, is into the secondary again and picks up a dozen. He carried 3 times for 29 yards in the last drive and had 12 for the touchdown. Richard Coase with the tackle.
Dick, they scored on a counter series play. This time they do it this side. We got the blocking down here, the pull. This is the one they scored on, only ran it to the right side. And this time, Phillips again, excellent move to get inside that one last guy that they couldn't account for in the blocking to pick up 12 yards.
One man who grew up in Southern California, UCLA territory. Inside handoff and out to the 39-yard line, Jeff Makovica, the fullback. Another of those 8-man football players out in Nebraska. These hardy Cornhuskers. As Osborne said, you know, you can't zip open that chest and look at the heart. You can talk all you want about who has the greatest athletes and who has more talent and depth of talent. But he said, and you could tell all week long there was an edge to this man, more than you normally will see. And he felt that his team was going to play tough tonight. Second down and a long 5 for Frazier. Got some blockers. Great fake on the pitch, and they had to respect Phillips the way he's run, so Frazier darts out to the 50 and another first down. 12 more. Tackled by Derek Alexander.
That's 2 straight plays of 12 yards, and again, a great choice. You're right, Dick, on the pitch. He fakes the pitch out to Phillips. It draws the cornerback out. Clifton Abraham, and then Tommy Frazier turns it up. Never been afraid to run the football. Prefers to throw it, but never been afraid to run the football.
The Huskers are some 42 pounds per man, outweighing the defensive front, the offensive line. And Osborne says, keep it close to the 4th period. That's where we played our best football, and 4 yards on that carry by Phillips. Now they're going to spot it at the closer to the 47, so call it a long 3. Nance and Bush with the stop.
Dick, now look what Florida State's trying to do. Put a few more guys up there to try to make it more difficult for Nebraska to run. Again, great down blocking by those big offensive linemen from Nebraska, Sluggo and Lumpy and others.
Temperature at kickoff time, 75 degrees. Hasn't cooled much since. Breeze has died down. 10:24 left in the game. Frazier on second down to Phillips on the handoff, and the freshman gets to the 44, and that's all. Stuffed by Nance, the 262-pound nose guard, who off-season had a benign tumor removed from his left shoulder. A scary time. He's playing with a hamstring pull. That is Bartow, Florida team, to the state title a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they weren't sure he was going to come back and play at all with that benign tumor. Has played well.
3rd down and 4. Caught and tackled immediately was Clester Tyler Johnson, and that's going to depend on the spot. It would appear that is a first down. Yes.
Boy, that's a tough throw to complete, Dick. Roll left, a right-handed quarterback, roll left and square his shoulders around and then make the completion, and Tommy Frazier does it. How about that block by Lance Lundberg? Lumpy. He just put Eric Alexander right on his back on the pass protection. Frazier's played well. He's played within himself. He's not made the big mistake yet tonight, Dick.
Just first down, a little more from field goal range, trailing by 2. Frazier passing on first down. He scores on that one to Trumaine Bell, who has a first down at the Florida State 24. 16 yards to the tight end. And Florida State players down. Devin Bush.
Trumaine Bell, the tight end to the left side as Tommy Frazier rolls. Again, a very good throw by Tommy Frazier. This is a kid who completes only 47% of his passes. He's throwing a little better tonight than I think he has in other Nebraska games.
Look at 16, though. It looks like he's right there for the interception, but it slips down. Frazier now has thrown for 166 yards as they attend to Bush, who's been a very productive player at safety. He's from Miami, a 205-pounder, runs a 4.4 40. This is the young man we told you about that as a kid worked as an usher for the University of Miami games here at the Orange Bowl.
Well, he's seen a lot of this Orange Bowl surface.
Meanwhile, the Huskers are inside the 25-yard line, trailing 15-13 with 9 minutes to go.
And if you could have set Tom Osborne down and 3 days ago said, what would you like, how would you like this to play out? This is exactly what he's talking about. My team has the ball. We're in the game. It's late in the game. We've worn out the defense. We think we have the character to win.
The injuries to 2 of his big offensive weapons, his top receiver, Abdul Muhammad, out. But Corey Dixon and others have picked up the slack. And then the top rusher, Calvin Jones, out. But Lawrence Phillips, more of an unknown, although he did rush for some 500 yards during the regular season with more speed. And you can see Florida State respecting Phillips more, and that has opened up Frazier, giving him more time to throw. In fact, Frazier is 8 for 9 this half passing.
And you know, he's done a lot on the rollout. Very little from just standing back in the pocket. There's Phillips, who scored the touchdown.
We're waiting for Devin Bush, who was in on the tackle, still being attended.
These are the scary ones, Dick, when you see the head and neck go into the shoulder or shoulder pads. And it looked like he was out when he hit the ground. And the trainers are being very, very careful with him.
Well, Bob, you're headed double duty up to Tampa for the San Diego Charger game, and prior to all of our double-header action at 12:30, we'll hear what Joe Montana thinks about his first year on the AFC side and playing with the Kansas City Chiefs, and with the thought of going back to a Super Bowl from the other yard. They're the early games, and they're all playoff or home field contentions involved in those first 4 games. They're the teams that are already in the AFC: Buffalo, Houston, Kansas City, Denver. 2 more will make it. And Miami and the Raiders can be the 2 if they win tomorrow. So you'll see those 2 games. And the Jets in Pittsburgh looking for Miami or the Raiders to lose, and that they might slip in as a wild card. So that's all ahead tomorrow, beginning at 12:30 Eastern time.
I would say this is a busy football weekend. All the bowl games today, professional games tomorrow.
And Bush, fortunately, on his feet, and from our president, Vic Ebersol, on down to our executive producer, Tommy Roy, all through here in Tempe, Arizona, and in Dallas, with all the coverage, the full core of NBC personnel working on this New Year's Day. And this developing into one of the memorable games as Lawrence Phillips looking for a block. And he is hit well on the outside by Corey Sawyer and Matt Knight. It looked as if there might be room for him to cut upfield, but a terrific job by that tandem to make the stop.
Again, Eric Alexander also had a hand in it, too. He stretched it out, allowed the defensive backs to be there and catch up with the running back.
If they should get into a field goal situation here. Byron Bennett, longest of this year and longest of his career is 48 yards. They'd be within that right now. 2nd down and 8. Broad to Phillips. And no place to go. Derek Alexander again making a big hit for the Seminoles.
Dick, that looked like Tommy Frazier almost lost the ball as he was going back to hand it off. He never really had it cleanly. I don't think he was trying to fake any, but he was trying to show the old Statue of Liberty play. I'm going to pass, hands it to Phillips, and Florida State doesn't buy it. You know,
it was Nance, John Nance, give him credit there on the left of your screen. He was the one who invades first and destroys the original intent. There he
Absolutely.
is.
He's the nose tackle. He's the nose tackle. You're right. It changes the direction of the running back, and then everybody else catches up with it.
So the 10th play of the drive from the 24, where it is 3rd down and long. 10. And Frazier wasn't going to get it off in time. Play was late coming in, and then checking the defense. Wanted to be sure. This is the time where you don't want to lose yards with a long field goal. One of the possibilities for the Huskers, who trail by 2.
The Gulf of Mexico, where world-class fishermen like Jim come to battle the big boys.
Jim, you got one.
Yeah, hey, this calls for a celebration. How about a cold O'Doul?
Thanks.
Only 70 calories and non-alcohol. Because out here, you never know what's biting.
When you want the refreshing taste of beer without all the alcohol, think O'Doul's. It's what beer drinkers drink when they're not drinking beer.
When your business does business with MCI, every 90 days you get proof of exactly how smart that is. MCI shows you how much you saved compared to AT&T in writing. Proof positive from MCI.
This Goodyear Aqua Tread pumps away over a gallon of water every second with its Deep Groove Aqua Channel. That's 396 gallons per mile. Think about it. The all-season Aqua Tread, only from Goodyear.
It's Domino's Crunchy Thin Crust Pizza.
It's thin,
Crispy.
Crunchy.
And check this.
free pizza.
Order a large thin crust pizza with 2 toppings.
And get any medium 1-topping pizza.
Free. Something for nothing when you call Domino's.
Who makes the only TV with a smart sound feature, which ensures your volume will stay at normal levels, even when something like this comes on?
Magnavox. Smart. Very smart.
Yes. No use shouting, old man.
Time to find out why people are buying the Mercury Villager instead of our minivan.
After you, sir.
We all can't fit in here.
Oh, no, you just slide the seat back. It's actually very complicated.
Like a V6 leather CD player, if you like that sort of thing, which I...
How does it drive?
Great. I mean...
It also has standard 4-wheel anti-lock brakes.
The Mercury Villager. All this in the quality of a Mercury.
The Chiefs, the Seahawks, Montana meets Meyer. 2 former Notre Dame greats go head-to-head as KC fights for a first-round playoff bye. Then the Broncos, the Raiders. It's just win, baby, and the Silver and Black are in the playoffs. But Denver wants home field for the wild card round. An NFL doubleheader Sunday.
So few opportunities arise where you can win a national championship. And 2 of the legends of the game, Tom Osborne and his counterpart on the Florida State sidelines, Bobby Bowden, looking for their first, if nothing else, to satisfy all their fans of their universities and to get those questions off their shoulders. Right now at the 24, this would be a 41-yard field goal. And there's flags down as Frazier is inside the 15 to the 14. It would be a first down, but it appeared to be a false start, Nebraska.
Dead ball. False start.
Oh.
Offensive line. Feet to center snap.
Well, Dick, this is a beautiful play. Nebraska's found something that works here if they can just avoid the penalties. This is a quarterback counter. It works beautifully. Watch what happens. It's the left tackle that moves prematurely. Actually, it's
the whole
several people also, but it's the quarterback counter. And Tommy Frazier runs it like a running back. But again, the flag, so We try it again.
Not only moves it back 5, but moves back a possible field goal attempt. And Byron Bennett has not made a field goal in the last 5 games.
Well, we got some problem with the officials here.
So it's 3rd and 14 from the Noles 29-yard line. And we get a report that Devin Bush, who led Florida State in tackles tonight with 11, left rather wobbly after a head injury, will not return tonight. Frazier going through the option. It would appear that Frazier's going to have to load up that right arm and try the pass here when that carries its inherent risks from interceptions to a sack.
He's played beautifully tonight. He's protected the football. He's not made any major mistakes.
And he goes to the shotgun. Good protection, intercepted. Picked off by Richard Coles. And Coles finally knocked down at the 30-yard line, and a flag goes down. With 6:55 to go, and Nebraska within a field goal of the lead. The first turnover of significance.
Walking back above the waist on the receivers after the interception.
So that will come back from the 30
after a 10-yard penalty.
They'll mark it back to the 20-yard line.
Here's the interceptor and the intended receiver. And I'm not sure, Tommy, we just mentioned that Tommy Frazier had not made any mistakes tonight, but the safety is waiting there for Clester Johnson. And Goes makes the interception. I don't know that the game is over. 6:55 left, but that was Osborne's best chance, and that's about as much emotion as you get out of Tom Osborne.
That was a 5.5-minute drive. They started back at their own 20, and Frazier, disheartened, knew he had made a mistake. So the penalty takes it back to the 20-yard line with 6:55 to go. The other turnover was the interception at the end of the half, which was just a, throw it up and hope something special would happen. That was a real penalty.
That one hurt. Now Bobby Bowden got his headset on here. I would expect him to run a little more because he's more involved in the running game.
And that's what he does. And hitting the backfield is Sean Jackson. Jackson, who was just a 9 totally in the first half, and Kevin Raymakers, the senior from Norfolk, Nebraska, third youngest of 10 children, registers the hit, tackled for a loss. So 7 carries for Jackson for a -4 yards tonight.
And Dick, just to give you some indication, Jackson came in again 6.2 yards per carry, 825 yards rushing for Florida State. Nebraska has removed him from the game.
A loss of 3. Florida State has not given up the ball the entire night. And there's Vanover on the sideline, or McCorvey rather, and he is hit by John Reese at the 23-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and about 7.
Oh, that was a key tackle by Reese. One of the things that Florida State likes to do is get their receiver on your defender one-on-one. Make the tackle, you make the play. Miss the tackle, we got to score.
McCorvey with the 74 catches, one of the top receivers in the nation. And that completion by Tommy Frazier ties an Orange Bowl record, 21 he's completed tonight. Now 3rd and 7. And the throw on this side is caught inside the 30. Let's see where they mark it. At the 29, not enough for the first down. Tyrone Williams makes the tackle on Tomrick Vanover. And for a moment, it looked like that was floating up there for a possible interception.
Dick, I thought somebody hit Charlie Ward's arm. It was not enough to convert the 3rd down to first, but I had the same feeling you did. It was taking a long time to get there.
22 completions Orange Bowl record that he continues to build upon for Charlie Ward. So Nebraska gets another chance under 5 minutes to go. Sean List to punt. It's down to Kareem Moss. And Moss goes down, and so does the yellow flag, and it's Tyrone Williams who reacts again. It was Williams who appeared to be ticketed in the first half on a 71-yard return by Corey Dixon for a touchdown that was nullified.
This one is a little more obvious.
And that's from the spot of the foul, which is going to take it back to about the 20-yard line. So the penalty really chews up a lot of real estate against Nebraska.
Pushing it back above the waist on the return. 1st and 10 from the 20.
Tom Osborne and the Nebraska Cornhuskers, big underdogs, within 2 with 4.5 left.
Hey, early again, huh, Frank?
I don't say this to many people. But what we do, the job we do,
Okay, guys, listen up.
is the most important job I can
Tony,
think of.
You've got a flight control check. Lewis and Randolph.
I mean, there's no such thing as a B+ mechanic on this airline.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Everybody knows their job. Everybody's responsible. Anybody, right down to the most junior mechanic, can keep an airplane in this hangar if there's the slightest hint of a problem. You might think, doing a job like this, day in, day out, it'd become routine. You know, just turning wrenches. But every now and then, I just go up and take a walk through the terminal. And right there, right in front of you, you see what's important.
You realize you're one of 100 applying for this job?
Oh, yes, sir.
Good, let's get to the terms.
Generous salary. Club membership. Car, wait, this isn't a Mercury Sable.
It happens to be the very latest.
Latest to imitate the Sable.
Is that so?
Bottom line, no Sable, no deal.
Fine. Then I suggest,
Gordon, you see about getting my new executive vice president here a Sable.
A nice red one, Gordo.
Mercury Sable with standard dual airbags and available ABS brakes. Accept no substitutes.
How does a woman prove her doctor attacked her?
It happened. He raped me.
How does he prove he didn't?
I never asked you to disrobe.
One woman's story, betrayal of trust, NBC Monday.
Final minutes of the Federal Express Orange Bowl with national championship most likely to the winner. Bring you now the proof positive instant replay. And it's a replay of this attempt by quarterback Tommy Frazier, picked off by Richard Coase, that denied the Huskers a chance at a field goal that would have given them, if successful, the lead.
Tommy Frazier's second Orange Bowl, just his sophomore season. That, to me, is the only mistake he's made tonight. He's learned a lot from last year.
80 yards away, the Huskers, but they don't need to go the full 80. If they can get to the 20, they'd be within reasonable field goal range for Byron Bennett, whose success not great, 6 out of 11 on the year, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. Frazier to Phillips. Phillips outside. Phillips still on his feet, and he's to the 37-yard line. Fumbles, but was down at the 37 is ruled. Ken Alexander, 36, trailing, makes the hit. Boy, this kid in the open field is exciting.
He's got speed, and also Tommy Frazier does an excellent job of getting him the ball. It's going to be coming right at you, but watch what happens. See if we can pick up what happens to Corey Sawyer. He is held by Johnson right there, and that really affects the support. But you're right, Phillips. Excellent speed. Knows when to turn those shoulders up the field.
Playing only in the second half, he leads all rushers with those 65. Phillips again. Fumbles! And it appeared that one of the linemen downfield, yes, Zach Wiegert, fell on it for Nebraska. Oh, my.
They run the counter again. I could not see who hit Phillips. Coming right at you. It's Wiegert that leads out in front.
Derek Alexander.
Yeah, but it looked like it slipped out. I didn't really see that much contact.
Wiegert, a two-time All Big 8 tackle, saves the day for Nebraska. He'll have a chance for a bow if they can move this down and score. 3:35 left. Frazier to Lester Johnson, and he goes down by. Field can't cause a fumble, and he's down. Drops the ball. That's a completed pass.
They're counting that as a reception.
Yes.
I think that ball bounced.
No, he caught it. Then he bounced, and the ball bounced out after he hit the ground. Let's take a look.
He's running the crossing route.
He catches.
He does catch it.
Well, I don't think he has control.
No, he never has
Never
control
pulled it
of
in. That should have been incomplete.
But it counts as a reception.
Well, there have been some curious officiating calls in this one that'll be played by both sides depending on winner and loser. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left. There's the draw by Frazier. Runs up the back of those big linemen to the 40 of Florida State. An 8-yard gain. And the drama gets thicker. And Byron Bennett, the senior, who rooms with Trev Alberts. Well, he and his pet boa constrictor, Sam, room with Trev Alberts.
Which, you know, a kicker has a boa constrictor.
It may be his chance. Would that happen? That Bowden, who's lost national championship when his own kickers missed, to be beaten by the field goal. Frazier, keeper, 35, has blockers, one man to beat at the 20. He's at the 10 to the 9, and a flag down as the tackle made by Matt Knight, and he may have had the face mask. Oh my, listen to Nebraska. ...31 yards plus.
Second leading rusher for Nebraska. Tough kid. When he turns it upfield, he means business. Nice move there to get inside Coase. Finally, Matt Knight has to make the tackle. 31-yard pickup.
Plus the penalty. And that's
major.
Going to take it half the distance inside the 5, so it'll be Nebraska first and goal at the 4-yard line. 4 yards from a possible championship. 15-13, Florida State with 2:18 left. Schlesinger 40, the fullback and blocking back, and the freshman Phillips. It's Phillips on the toss, and ooh, is he upended. What a hit. Clifton Abraham slashing in from his corner spot. This young man from Dallas has lived a very frightening life. He said until he came to Florida State, he never really sat next to a white person. He has twin brothers in prison. His father was shot in the streets of Dallas, and he said, this is my chance. And if I make it and make money, I'm going to spend a lot of it helping kids in the inner city. Number 2.
That was a big tackle, and he also got inside a blocker to stop Nebraska's running back there.
Second and goal. Clock continues to run. 1.5 left. Phillips runs up the back of his blockers. Nothing there. And the clock runs. And Florida State may now elect to call time to save themselves some time. If indeed a field goal attempt is what Tom Osborne's after. And in fact, there is the timeout. Nebraska now, Bob Trumpy, you said, reflecting on the Notre Dame victory over Florida State, where Notre Dame rushed the ball 49 times. If Nebraska ran at 49 tonight, they could beat Florida State.
So what's
that was their 43rd rush.
43rd rush.
For 187 yards.
Well, this is played right to Nebraska's game plan.
I would guess Tom Osborne will not call a pass play. What do you think?
You're a genius. You sure know a lot about football.
But I'm setting myself up because I don't think Osborne is close to the vest and as conservative as some people tag him.
No question whatsoever. His field goal kicker has not made an attempt tonight. Yes, you play the percentages here, and I think in all instances, Tom Osborne will first and foremost play the percentages.
His field goal kicker hasn't tried one since November, and he hasn't made one since nearly October.
Well, but I mean, we're basically talking about an extra point here if they just fall on the ball here and kick it.
No field goals the last 5 games for Nebraska. They've gone 75 yards on this drive in 7 plays. consumed 3 minutes 15 seconds. So Florida State, with 2 timeouts left, has 1:24 to go. For 6 games in the last 5 for Bennett.
He's had a lot of exercise tonight, though. I mean, he's punted 6 or 7 times, so it's not as if he just punted 7 times. It's not as if he just stood over there on the sideline. This is when, yeah, 1 PAT also. This is when the kicker is by himself. No one talks to him. Just leave him there to collect his thoughts.
Well, do you just play it, ask Bennett where he wants the ball, and you play there and set it up? Or do you go for the big enchilada?
No enchiladas here.
Phillips, whose fumble was recovered by Zach Wiegert. Otherwise, Florida State would have the ball, and it's Phillips who gets the handoff, and down he goes with a loss. John Nance, that nose guard, with another big play. And now Florida State calls time. They have 1 timeout left.
Notice, too, that Florida State now has put into the lineup one of their receivers, Kevin Knox, in here to try to block the field goal attempt. I'm not sure if it's going to be around the corner or over the top. But
well, he's 6'3" and has one of the best verticals, 38 inches on the team, number 81 Knox. So watch him up the middle to try to block. And Bennett with a lot to think about. From Rolette, Texas. And last year in this Orange Bowl missed a 23-yarder and a 39-yard field goal attempt. And this one will be about 27. So he missed one shorter than this last year.
And Dick, this goalpost at this end of this stadium may haunt Bobby Bowden forever. This is where the wide right one was when he had the opportunity to beat Miami. He's looking at that same goalpost again. Nothing good has happened around that goalpost for that man.
Well, he's not only has to think about how to deny this field goal, but think ahead to the play calling should Byron Bennett be successful. And this also is the same end where Tom Osborne 10 years ago to this night had a chance, could have kicked the field or extra points for a tie against Miami. Would have been good enough for a national title. Went for the win and failed on that 2-point pass attempt, and Miami 31-30 denied the Huskers the national championship. 27 yards. How big to this 23-year-old senior? It's good.
So many things in a football game. The other day we were at Nebraska's practice and they stopped practice in the middle of it and had the field goal kicker go out there and kick. Tom Osborne's kicker was prepared. Ooh, good pressure by Florida State.
So the Nebraska Cornhuskers are showing that heart that Osborne talked about with 10 points in this 4th quarter.
And Tommy Frazier, the big run to get him down there. Yes, the young man from Bradenton, Florida, playing in front of 60 members of his family, and they're right up there where he's running and screaming.
But it's not over yet. Florida State, as high-powered as any collegiate football team in the nation, will have 1:16 and 1 timeout. And, of course, the clock stopped with first downs to move into field goal range themselves. And body language on field goals has never quite gone Bobby Bowden's way.
Especially not on that goalpost.
And it's now up for Charlie Ward, the collegiate hero, the Heisman Award winner, the leader of this Florida State team that many regard the best in the nation, to rally his team under the pressure of time for a victory over a group from Nebraska that would make any fan of the underdog pleased tonight, not just Nebraska fans. Deep to return will be Philip Riley and Tomarek Vanover. Vanover, number 80, has had some huge kick returns in his career. And it's going to go out of bounds. The flag is down, out of bounds. That'll be in the 35-yard line for Florida State.
I think they make the kick it over. Get another chance.
Even at the 35, let's go to O.J. Simpson.
Well, one problem that Florida State might have once they get the ball is when Charlie Ward came off the field the last time, he said he hurt his left shoulder in the third quarter. It was beginning to stiffen up on him. So he spent most of that drive by Nebraska throwing the ball on the sideline, trying to get it loose so that he'll be able to throw on this next drive, Dick.
And he's saying, let's take the ball at the 35-yard line. That might be... Yes, they're going to decline the offside penalty against Nebraska. Florida State starts from the 35. Scott Bentley recruited heavily away from Notre Dame, so much so that it became a national story, and he was a cover boy in SI. Is the field goal kicker that awaits Ward's success. If he is, then Bentley could get a chance at a field goal to win it.
Well, this is what Heisman history is all about. A game like this to go with the trophy, a performance in the last 1/16 of the Orange Bowl for the national championship.
Watch 34 on the near side. Trev Alberts. He has 3 sacks so far tonight. Ward throws it up. Oh, the head of his receiver, and fortunately over the head of the defender for Nebraska. Number 23, Ernie Beeler.
Yeah, I think he's just throwing this out of bounds again. It's Keneally with the pressure. Trev Alberts was on the outside. Nebraska's done a good job of getting pressure up in front of Charlie Ward's face all night long.
Vanover far left with McCorvey in the slot. And Roy Gunn in the backfield. The little guy from Baton Rouge, and they throw to him, and he's dangerous in the open field, and he's smart enough to get out of bounds at the 43-yard line. That's not enough for the first down, and will bring up 3rd down and 2. 1:03 remaining. There's Bentley, the freshman from Aurora, Colorado. Career-long 47 yards, but as we've told you, he's not been that successful from long range until tonight, when he's matched his 2 from outside the 30 with 2 this evening. Knocked away by Tyrone Williams, intended for Kevin Knox, and that'll bring up 4th and a long 1. And now the game hangs on this play with exactly 1 minute to go.
I don't think Bobby Bowden cares if he loses by 7 or 8 points. He wants to win by any margin, so yes, you go for it.
Rare bedfellows. Notre Dame fans cheering for Florida State in this situation. The give to Floyd, and he just does cross the 45 and get a first down. And of course, the collegiate rules really help a team in this spot. Coming from behind without a lot of timeouts nor time. That stops the clock to move the chains, even though it's only a 1.5 yard game.
It looked like there were 12 guys at the line of scrimmage there for Nebraska, Dick.
And they wind it up, and Florida State used only 3 or 4 seconds. Now Ward in the open field to Dunn. Anderson can't get him, and Dunn is out of bounds, and a flag goes down. Oh, my. Oh, my. Nebraska, I believe, is going to be called for a personal foul as Dunn streaks out of bounds and is hit by Baron Miles.
That's several penalties tonight that have been so much out of character for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Every one is hurt, and hurt badly. Anderson, the linebacker, can't catch him. He's out of bounds. Yes, flag thrown. That's easy. That adds 15 yards onto it. Tom Osborne said, no, please.
Well, the officials have been consistent. It doesn't take a real vicious hit, just any contact, and that's the personal foul.
The dead ball, personal foul, late hit out of bounds.
So that moves Florida State with 45 seconds into field goal range. And now it's a matter of protecting the ball for Bobby Bowden. All the way to the 18-yard line, which would make it about a 35-yard field goal here. Or does Charlie Ward and Florida State go for a touchdown bomb to put it away.
I don't think I took this thing up.
He is. And throws almost a touchdown to Kes McCorvey, who had a left hand on the ball, open. And the only reason that wasn't a touchdown, the pressure on Ward, he had to unload.
These guys are like riverboat gamblers anymore, Dick. They got guts. The coaches have guts. They'll do anything they want. They have great confidence in this offense's ability to throw the ball. It's like a handoff.
41 seconds, second down and 10. I don't think Bobby wants it to be decided on a field goal. He doesn't trust those things. Throwing toward the end zone. And there's the flag, interference. 15 yards against Toby Wright. So that's going to move Florida State half the distance to the goal line. Inside the 10.
That's twice tonight there have been key interference penalties on drives against Nebraska. I don't think this was catchable. I mean, that's questionable as to whether or not he can get to that ball. I thought he was playing for the play.
Tom Osborne, 21 great seasons in Nebraska, never winning less than 9 games. Bobby Bowden, his record equally remarkable. He's won 10 or more the last 7 seasons, and each man still without a national championship. And they mark off the full 15 to the 3-yard line. 115 yards on penalties against Nebraska tonight. And one of them cost them 71 more yards on the punt return for a touchdown denied Nebraska. 35 seconds to go. And the give is to Sean Jackson. Jackson, who has not been able to clear the line of scrimmage much all night long, is swarmed by red shirts, and timeout called by Florida State, their last. Two years ago, Miami, Florida State. Florida State looks good all the way and misses wide right, and the Seminoles denied, and Bobby Bowden thought he had victory and loses by 1, and that could have been a national title. 92 last year for a tie. Mowry wide right, and Miami prevails. The tie could have been.
Won the toss. Daloiso will kick it off. A loud crowd.